Yeah, able to see.
Okay, right. So in the last session, in the demo session, we saw like what is Power BI and what is the role of Power BI in data analytics. So today we are directly heading into Power BI, and we are going to install Power BI, and then I'll give you accounts, like organizational accounts. Then you can use Power BI Pro account for 60 days. So I will let you know what is the difference between Power BI Pro account, and there are some different type of other accounts as well. So before that, let us see what types of Power BI we have and which type we need to install and which type we need to log in. Okay. So mainly in Power BI, we have three types. One is Power BI Desktop and Power BI Service and Power BI Mobile. So Power BI Desktop is a desktop application, it's a PC application. Okay. Here, entire development takes place from starting to the ending, from getting data to completing a report. So everything takes place in Power BI Desktop. Okay, this is a PC application. You need to download in either laptops or PCs. And another one is Power BI Service. So Power BI Service is basically a cloud environment. Okay, here it is like you can log in from any system anywhere in the world. Okay, you don't need even laptop. You can use it tabs or mobile phones or wherever. So you can log in to this Power BI service. So here we cannot do end-to-end development, but we can do little bit of like reporting. And here you can share the reports with others, like business stakeholders or any others, your friends or anyone. So this is Power BI service. It is a cloud environment. And like we can call it collaborative environment as well, because we collaborate our reports and everything with others. Okay, and the last one is Power BI Mobile. This is a mobile application. This is basically serves the purpose of like just viewing, nothing much, just viewing purpose. Okay, many users don't want to open their laptops, just they want to see their reports in their mobile. So for them, this is a suitable application. Okay, so as we are going to continue with the development first, so we need to download Power BI Desktop. So in order to download Power BI Desktop, there are two ways. One is if you are using Microsoft laptop, you can directly download from the Microsoft Store. So you can go to Microsoft Store and download Power BI. But this Power BI Store application is sometimes gives some unexpected problems. So I never suggest to download it from Microsoft Store. Even if you search Power BI Desktop in like in Google Chrome or somewhere, it will redirect to you here. But don't come here, don't download it from here. So I'm going to paste the link now. So if you are in front of your systems, you try to do it right now. Otherwise, you can do it later, no problem. So when you search Power BI Desktop download, it will take you to this page. And then you need to select the language, English, and then download. So here you need to download 64-bit version. Okay, I already downloaded, so I'm just pasting the link over here in the chat. Okay, let me know whether you are doing it now or later, so we can go to the next one.
Yeah, doing now.
Okay. while it downloads. So I'm going to explain you how our learning process will be. So this is the process, the development life cycle of Power BI. So we are going to learn Power BI in the same way. Okay. So every data has to go through some process to complete its life cycle. First process is ETL process, the extraction and transformations and loading. So we need to extract the data from somewhere, either from the databases or from the file systems, or like there are n number of sources. So you can extract the data using Power BI desktop, and sometimes we need to clean the data and we need to do some transformations, and then we go to modeling. Modeling is like relationships between the different types of tables and some calculations. And then finally, we create visualizations, and that's it. So this is where the data journey ends. So this is the development lifecycle. So this entire thing we do in Power BI Desktop, the application which we are downloading now. After this, we publish it into Power BI service, into the cloud here, into Power BI service. So we can share it with others. Okay. So once you download, just give me confirmation so I can open Power BI Desktop.
Yeah, it is downloaded for me.
Okay. So just go with the installation process. So once it is downloaded, so you will see this Power BI X64, and you can just double click on it. And continue the installation process. English, and then okay, don't need to change anything, just continue until the last step. So in Power BI, you need to do this process almost every month if you want to get the updated one, because every month by 15th, like 15th date, they release a new version, okay, with the new features. So if you download it and install it, you will get the latest updates. It is not mandatory to, update it every month. Even you can use the old versions. But if you want new features, then you need to download it. Okay, meanwhile it downloads, let me explain you like how we are going to learn here. So whenever you join any organization, okay, some, let's say ABC organization. or company, what they will do, basically they create an ID for you. So let's say what they will do, like Sandeep @abc.com. So this is what they create. And all the accounts like Power BI or whatever, the tools they are going to assign you. So all the tools are logged in with the same account. And then you use every tool with the same account. Right. So here also, like same thing. I'm going to give you an organizational account with a company name. Then you can log in with this organizational account, not the just student account, because this organization accounts enables you, like for example, it will give you 60 days pro account, even the premium account, and there are some more options I will enable, and then you can use this account to log in and get the license. Then all the entire, every feature of Power BI is enabled, and then you can log in into Power BI service here, and you can, see the collaborative features, all the collaborative features. So everything. Right. I hope it is installed.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's in progress.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So meanwhile, as we are discussing about different types of Power BI, so let me go a little bit more deeper into this part. So there are three types as we discussed. One is Power BI Desktop, one is Power BI Service, and Power BI Mobile Application. These are the three ones. So just ignore about Power BI Mobile Application. So we are not going to discuss much about this, and this is not that important. But these two components or these two parts are very important in Power BI. One is desktop and one is Power BI Service. Whatever we are downloading now is the desktop, and very soon, once I give the new account to you, you are going to log into Power BI Service. This one. It is you can log in Google or anywhere. And here in Power BI Desktop, you are going to have three parts, three different components or parts, whatever you call. Okay, one is Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. Okay, these three parts now we are going to see once the application is installed. Okay, so the minimum requirements for Power BI Desktop is like your system must have RAM more than 4 GB, because a single instance of Power BI Desktop application, when you launch it, it will consume nearly 4 GB from your RAM. Okay, so if you have system with only 4 GB, so entire 4 GB RAM is occupied by Power BI. So you can, it is hard to open any other applications. Even though you open it, sometimes it will, full your RAM and it will close. So better to have more than 4 GB, that's 8 GB or 16 GB. So you can work seamlessly. And so everyone is using nowadays like Windows 10 or 11 or like that, the upgraded versions. So it won't support the older versions like Windows 7 or something. And another one, as I said, every month there will be new updates. So if you want to get updated, you need to download this application from online every month. Okay. So
Okay.
once you download this desktop, we can see these three parts. So
Yeah,
first,
so
download it.
sorry. Like, yeah, it got downloaded.
Okay. Sandeep, please, you also confirm me once you get it installed.
1 second.
Fine.
It's still in progress. It may take some time.
Yeah, no worries.
We can continue, no problem.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so let me open Power BI desktop now. So as it is already installed, you can see it will appear in your Windows search. This is the one, Power BI desktop. So if it is not appearing, you can search Power BI desktop and it will appear. Then you can click open. Okay, so this is the first page you're going to see when you open Power BI desktop. Okay, so this one will give you some options in the first page, like to create a blank page and use and start with some data or something. But just click on blank report. Okay, just nothing, blank report. And then you will land into this page. So here you see a canvas, the empty white box. So here we are going to design our reports. That means adding the visuals and creating pages. So this is the reporting canvas, like whatever you're seeing here on my screen now. And there is a data pane. So left side, you can see here there are four components here. So you can click on the second and third. You can see currently everything is blank because we don't have any data yet. So the first part, to start with Power BI, we need to have some data, right? We need to have some data. Okay, so this is the data journey. So first we need to extract, and if you want, we can clean and transform. Then we need to load, and then final stage is the visualization. So here, whatever you are seeing now is a reporting canvas. So in order to get some visuals or get some data, we need to go to Power Query. So we can get the data using Power Query. So this part used for ETL in Power BI. Power Query is a part used for ETL. So in order to launch Power Query, you need to click on Transform Data. You can see here, Transform Data. Okay. So once you click here, you can see there is a new window opened. So you can see the difference between this window and this window. Okay. So here you can see Power Query Editor, and this is Power BI Desktop. So inside Power BI Desktop, This is another part, that is Power Query Editor. So here we do all the ETL, extraction and transformation and loading and data cleaning and everything. So once we do ETL part, so this part, extraction, data cleaning and transformations, everything, then we load the data into Power Pivot. Okay. So Power Pivot, once you close this, once you load some data and close, then this is the Power Pivot, the table view, the model view and the table view. These two are Power Pivot. So here we can do the data manipulation. Like we can create some calculations, we can create some columns, measures, many things. Okay. And then finally, once the data is ready, once everything is ready, then the final step is the visualization. So visualizations, we do it in Powerbi. We call it Powerbi. The part where we do the visualization is Powerbi. So Powerbi is nothing but this screen, the reporting canvas and the visualizations here, the right side. So this entire thing is called Power View. So now we saw three parts. One is Power Query. So Power Query is the different part. So you need to launch it using Transform. So once you click here, it will launch. And then another one is Power Pivot. So these two, Table View and Model View, these two are Power Pivot. And at the end, the last part is these two are Power Pivot. Yep. And the last part is Power View, the reporting canvas. This is the Power View. Okay. So let's start.
Sorry to interrupt you. Before to the Power Query, we do like transformations, cleansing, and extraction. Before to that, the starting should be get data, right? That also we need to look into, right?
Yeah. So in Power Query only, the get data happens.
Okay, okay.
So even though there is a direct option here in the reporting canvas, you can get the data from here, but still, whenever we are taking the data into Power BI, it will redirect to Power Query. Okay. The entire data extraction happens only in Power Query.
Okay, the best way should to get data is from the while we are doing transformations, Power Query.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, there is no other way also. There is the only way you can get the data into Power BI using Power Query. Okay. So for example, I will show you now. So now let us start with some basic data extraction into Power BI. So I will take one Excel data. So I'm going to take some sales data, some simple sales data from an Excel. So that Excel is stored in my local computer. And this is the sample data that it shows whenever I'm extracting it. You see, there is only one sheet in this Excel, in the sales.xls. There is only one sheet, and I'm seeing right side here, the sample, in the top rows, some few rows. Okay. So then we can select this sheet and then we can load. Okay, see, it is loading. You may think I'm not doing anything. I'm just loading from like Power View here. This is the Power View, right? So I'm just loaded data in from the Power View. And you can see right side here in the data part, you can see the data is loaded. And if I go to table view, I can see the data. Okay. So you may ask, like, we didn't use anywhere Power Query, right, to extract the data. We didn't even open the Power Query. even though we didn't open it, even though if I go here, you see, you can see the sales data is extracted and there are some steps applied in Power Query. So this everything is happened in the background. Okay, whenever we are extracting the data, that entire extraction process is happened in the Power Query here. Okay, we don't need to come here when we don't need to do any cleaning or any transformation. But even though Power BI takes care about this extraction process when we are extracting here. Okay, so it goes through, whenever you are extracting data, it goes through Power Query and come to Power Pivot and Power BI. That means it comes to here, this place. This is the Power Pivot. Okay, so here we can create some new calculations like measures. We call it measures. We will get to know this in the future. We create calculations and we create new columns, new tables, and we give the relationship between the tables. So this is the model view. This is also part of Power Pivot. If you have more than 2 to 3 tables, we give relationship between them. And then finally, we create visualizations here. Okay. So understand, whenever we are extracting the data, it goes through Power Query and this extraction process happens in Power Query. Okay. Right. So I'm launching Power Query again. So this is a Power Query. So I'm going to tell you, few things in Power Query here. So we are not going to do all the data cleaning and everything today, because just it is like still introduction today. So this is a Power Query. You can see the same Power Query editor, the same one in Excel also, Microsoft Excel. Okay, the same Power Query editor. Power BI is also an like evaluation from the Excel. In Excel also, we used to have the data part and the visualizations, all these things. And they created this, they built this Power BI to dedicate only for business intelligence. And they created it for like in more powerful way with Power Pivot and the visualizations. In Excel, it is not that easy to create the visuals. We need to struggle a bit. And there is no collaborative environment as like Power BI. There is nothing like Power BI service or sharing environment in Microsoft Excel. Okay. Okay, coming back to Power Query. So this is the view. So you also just try, if you open Power BI desktop, try to load any sample Excel, very basic sample Excel, if you have it in your system. Otherwise, I will share this with you at the end of the class. You can load it. Once you load it, okay, come to Power Query and load it. Okay, come to Power Query here. Just launch the Power Query from Power View here. Click on Transform Data. And once you come to this page, and then take new source and take from the Excel. Okay, so now here you can see there are different panes. At the top here, you see different sections: home, transform, add columns, and these are the different sections used for data cleaning and transformations. So these all we are going to learn in the next classes. So what are these all things like joining and cleaning and many other things we are going to learn in the next classes. And the left side, you see here the queries. Here, every table that you load into Power Query is termed as query, because we are dealing the tables here as queries. Every table is set of some queries. Okay, for example, this sales table that we just loaded now is set of some queries. Where can we see that queries? So here there is an option called Advanced Editor. If we click on here, so this is the query. Okay, I'll just explain you a little bit what it is. You don't need to write or you don't need to learn all these things. Power BI takes care. Even though if you want to learn, you can learn, no problem. So here, the first step, it is taking the data from this place. You see, it is taking from my system and my document, and this is the Excel format. And it is selecting the sheet from that Excel. So there is only one sheet. So it is selected the sheet, and then it is promoting the headers as like to identify the column names. And it is like trying to detect the types, the column types, these ones. So this column is ABC, that means text type. That column is 1, 2, 3, that means numeric type. Okay, like this, it will do all these steps for us. From the extraction to identifying the column types, everything is taken care by Power BI. If you feel there is something wrong, okay, for example, sales should not be a number format. It should be like a text format or something, you can change it. But Power BI checks the data, the initial 100 rows or 1000 rows. Based on that, it will assign the type to it. Okay. So these all steps entirely, like overall, we can call it like query. So that is why in Power Query, every table is a query. It's a combination of multiple steps. You can see the steps here in the right side. Okay, so left side, you can see the queries, and in the middle, you can see the sample data, this one. And the right side, you can see the steps. These are the different steps. Okay, so if you apply any new step here, it will add here. Okay, for example, I will show you. I'm going to delete this city column. Let me delete. Okay, the city column is gone now. You can see there is one new step added here, removed columns, and this is the query. So the column city is removed. Okay, we can get back the column by removing this step. If I remove this step, I can get back the city column. Okay, it is like everything, whatever you are doing here after getting data is added as a new step, like removing the columns, changing the types, and some cleaning the data, removing the rows, whatever. Everything is added as a new step. You can go back to the previous step. After even adding like 10 continuous steps, you can go back to the first step also. Okay, so as I said, here in Power Query, we are going to do the extraction from the different sources, and then we learn data cleaning. There are different sections to clean the data. So here we can remove the columns, we can remove the rows, and do some cleaning. And then once the cleaning is done, it is not necessary to clean. Sometimes the data is very clean. You don't need to do any cleaning. Okay, it's not a mandatory step. But if data is not clean, then you need to do. Then next we do some transformations. Okay, so there are many transformations in Power BI, like more than 40 around. So these all transformations we are going to learn different type of transformations. Okay, so after these transformations, then we are done with ETL. So we are done with extraction, we are done with the data cleaning and some transformations, and then we close and apply. So here we close and apply. Then Power Query will be closed and we arrive to Power View, right? This is Power View. This is Power View. Okay, just okay, you can see here. So this is Power View. And so we are going to learn data modeling and data manipulation here in the next step in the Power Pivot. Okay, so the relationships between the tables and the calculations, everything we are going to learn here. Then finally, we create visualizations here. That is the last step. Okay, so overall this process and along with Power BI service takes minimum 30 hours of learning. Okay, minimum 30 hours of learning. So I'm telling in hours, I'm not telling in the days or something, because like this, you are joining in the weekends. So every weekend, if it takes like 2 hours, then like 2 hours on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday, like 4 hours per week, then you can calculate how many weeks we are going to, continue to complete the development life cycle, this entire life cycle. Okay, so hope you already downloaded it and you got some idea about Power BI Desktop. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, yes, Arun.
So now I'm going to give you the IDs. I will show you the process also, how I create the IDs, how an organization create the IDs. Because if I give you later, then you will struggle to log in. So I will give you right now. So please let me know if you have any questions the next 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I will create the IDs for you. So once I give IDs, you need to sign in Power BI Desktop. Here you see sign in option. Currently, you can use it without signing in. You can develop the reports, you can create, you can get the data, everything. You can do everything without signing in. But in order to publish your report, in order to upload your report into the cloud, here into Power BI service, you need to have login. Okay. So once you log in into Power BI Desktop, you can publish your report. Whatever you created in Power BI Desktop, you can publish it into Power BI service. So now quickly, I'm going to show you Power BI service. Okay. So in order to log in Power BI service, you need to type app.powerbi.com. So I already logged in. So it will show like this for me. For you, it will show like this. For example, I will log in the private window. app.powerbi.com. See, it will ask you to sign in. Without signing in, you cannot log in into Power BI service. Okay, so to log into this, that we need an ID. You can create your own account, your own Microsoft account as well. The Microsoft like student account or learning account. You will get 12 months of like all free products of Microsoft, not only Power BI, so all others for the learning. But that will be a little bit typical. Like you need to give your all the details and the debit card and many other things. But now I'm going to give you the account. For a moment, I will just stop sharing. So today, like this all setup process, we need to complete in order to continue the development journey from tomorrow. Okay, Sandeep, I created yours. I'm going to paste your credentials in your personal chat here. Okay, Sandeep, hope you received your credentials. I sent you in the chat.
Yes, yes. It means Sandeep at the rate of
Yeah,
robertspros.com.
yeah. That
Password?
account, yeah, password I shared you on top.
Okay, Hunu 08. Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Okay. This account, so once you log in, you need to set up a new password. So this is the temporary password that I created for the first time. So it will give you temporary password. You can log in with this and you can change it to a different password.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Divya, for you also, I created it and I shared it in the chat.
Yes, yes, I have received just now.
Okay. So try to do it before tomorrow, and
Okay.
then you will face some issues like you need to set up authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator. If you have time, you can set it up. Otherwise, you can set it up later also. You can just skip for 14 days. But before 14 days, you need to set up Microsoft Authenticator that like every time whenever you log in into Power BI service. Let me share my screen again quickly. So every time whenever you log in into Power BI service, it is going to ask you the single sign-in. So that is why it is very important to have Microsoft Authenticator set up. So
So
once
by
you
using these credentials, Abhinav, we can log
Mhm.
in our Power BI desktop and as well as in the web also, app.power.
Yes, yes, yes. But before logging into the desktop, you first set it up the account here in Power BI service.
Okay.
Okay. First go to this app.powerbi.com.
Yeah.
I'm sharing it in the chat link. Okay. Yeah, you can go here and you can log in. And the initial setup process takes minimum 5 to 10 minutes. So once you complete everything, you will land into this page, the home, Power BI home. And you can see right side, your name with your extension and everything. And activate the trial. So it will show you like 60 days trial left. 60-day trial. And you can activate it now or maybe later, no problem. Okay, so regarding the license type, currently we are going to work with the Pro license. So there are 3 types of license. One is free and one is Pro and one is premium. So I'm going to explain you clearly about these 3 licenses tomorrow. We are going to work with the Pro license, and I will also enable you the premium account so that you can explore the premium options as well. So if you're doing it right now, just if you face any issues, let me know. Otherwise, regarding today's topics, if you have any questions, just you can ask me. Or regarding this cycle that we are going to learn and everything. So if you have any doubt, you can just shoot me now. No questions? Okay, then some suggestions from my end. So anyways, like I'm going to provide documentation for each and every topic, but I don't want you to depend on the document. I want you to create your own notes that will help you a lot in your interview or anywhere, because every time whenever I am discussing any topic, I will also include some topics like which are related to interview, they are like mostly asking in the interviews and all. So you need to highlight those points. Okay. So that is why I ask you to maintain a notes like handwritten notes. That is much better option. So don't just depend on the classes, because I'm telling you, there are many classes available in the YouTube. There are like best trainers in the industry and many others. But when you are paying some money and attending the live classes, that means you are looking different than other people. Like you're not just going with the videos. So if you are just going with the videos, you don't need to learn this class. You can directly go to YouTube or somewhere, and you can learn. There are many materials available. But while you're coming to the live classes, that means here we can like learn in interactive way, that you can ask the questions and I can give the answers, and you can prepare the notes. That's why please prepare the notes for each and every day with the topic name. So today we discussed Power BI, different types of Power BI, right? And different parts of Power BI. This is the types of Power BI. And we discussed about the parts like Power Query and Power Pivot and Power View. And,
Abhinav, sorry to interrupt you. When I'm
Mhm.
logging this, it's asking
Uh-huh.
create your account.
Okay.
Country, job title. It's asking. What should I need to use? Job title.
Just give some like analyst or something.
Okay. Business phone number.
That's not mandatory.
No, it's
You
replicate.
can see the mandatory fields over there.
It's getting as a mandatory field. I'm
Oh,
sharing.
really? Then you can give your own mobile number, no problem.
Okay.
Abhinay, under action required, do we need to click next, right? It is
Yeah,
asking for, yeah.
Microsoft Authenticator, right?
Yes, yes.
Authenticator setup. So if you want to do it right away, you can do it, and you need to download the Authenticator in mobile. Do you have any
All,
Authenticator in your mobile already?
yes,
Like Google?
yes. Yes, I
Yes,
have.
you can. Then you can continue and you can set it up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's login.
Okay, super. So I hope you can see the home screen.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. Now I will tell you next what you need to do. Currently, you can just explore what are all the other things, and like maybe tomorrow we can explore like how you can publish into this workspace. So I create a workspace for you both, and you can collaborate like your work. Okay, there are like 3 more minutes left. If you have any questions, just ask me.
Yeah, I have one question, Abhinay.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm working under a testing domain.
Mm-hmm.
So, in this Power BI, when we'll get that into picture, like in this course, like BI testing, those things.
So testing part, like we get it in the Power BI service, and also like whenever we are working with the calculations and all, I will show you like how we like validate the data. So mainly the what QAs do, you
Okay,
test the report, right? The end report, how is it working, whether the slicers are working, whether the calculations are working, whether they are giving the right data or wrong data. So these all things you will see in the future classes.
okay.
And Abhinav, one more question.
Mm-hmm,
So, just for kind of don't take it other way. So,
mm-hmm.
while validating these reports also in the market, whether we are using any automation tool to validate the Power BI reports, or we need to validate manually within the Power BI only.
No, no, manually. There is no automation tool yet for validating the reports.
Okay. Why?
Only the data part we have many tools, the
Right.
Celonius and many other things. But here we don't have to validate the reports.
Why? Because when it come to ETL,
Mm-hmm.
we have validated through
Yeah.
informatics tool, and we
Yes.
RDBMS tools are there. So by
Mm-hmm.
using the
Mm-hmm.
SQL Server and Oracle, we validated using some
Exactly.
queries.
Yes, yes,
And in
yes.
the same way, coming to the business intelligence, dashboard validations, we validated from DB to dashboard, or else Microsoft Azure level, Databricks level data, basic Excel
Yeah,
level
yeah,
to the reports. In the same way,
exactly.
for Power BI also, do we have in the market the scope to validate the Power BI reports from Microsoft SQL Server to the report or Excel to the report, whether that would be there or else how?
Yes, 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 of course. Every source, wherever you are taking the data from, for example, if you are working with SQL, you need to validate the data with SQL Server and Power BI. So let me quickly show you in 1 minute. So for example, this is some very basic sample report, let's say. So you are showing something to the users. Let's say the Berlin city, and this is sum of quantity and sum of sales. So you are showing this sales to the user. Before showing to the user, there is a UAT testing happens. And before that, there like from our side, from the developer side, we need to test the reports whether this 211 is correct or not. So we will go to the database, whatever we are using. Like if you are using SQL, we go to SQL, Microsoft SQL Server, and we write the query. So we write like select so and so, like sum of sales from this city and this customer, so and so. Then we test, okay, whether 211 is correct or not. Okay, this is data validation. This is one kind of testing. And another kind of testing, you can test whether the visuals are interacting properly. For example, if I'm selecting these, they are like interacting properly or not, or like there are like some filters also. Currently in this report, there are no filters, but there are some filters also. When you select the filters, everything is giving correct result or not. So this is like design testing, design level testing, and the data level testing with all the databases, whatever you are using, SQL, Databricks, like Snowflake, any database.
Then, to let's consider we are working, we exported the files, then we will generated the reports. But
Mm-hmm.
if this report, the data which is there in our Tableau report, in our Power BI report, it should be a backup in our RDBMS also, so that only
Yes,
whatever transformations we did in the report, we need to replicate the same thing in our RDBMS, and we need to run that query so that it should match. Am I right?
exactly, exactly. So Power BI won't take data from like anonymous source, right? We just take it from the RDBMS or maybe DBMS, whatever the database we use. The data will be just available in the database, right? We
Yes.
just extract the data. That means we are just reading the data from so and so database. But still,
Oh,
the data is available in the database. You can write the queries and you can validate it.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
In this, do we have any coding part, Abhinay, like in Power BI?
Coding, yeah, it is there, but it is not like programming.
Okay.
Like for example, SQL programming or Java programming, not like that. It is
Okay.
like functions, different type of functions. There are two codings in Power BI. One is M language and one is DAX. You might have heard about DAX.
Yes.
DAX is the major part that everyone learns, and this is kind of heart of Power BI. So we create all the calculation with DAX. But DAX is like not like a programming language, but it is like functions. There are like set of functions. If you learn the functions, that's all. You can
Oh,
create the DAX. Okay.
okay.
And there is no, I can say there is no programming. Most of the 80% or 70 to 80% is like drag and drop. But DAX and M language are the programming like functions.
Whatever in the Power BI we are using DAX and M language, let's consider
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
generated one report. So if
Mm-hmm.
you want to validate that report, those functions which are there in DAX or M
Mm-hmm.
language, that
Mm-hmm.
functionality should also work in our SQL Server or Oracle, so that only we can validate, right, Abhinay?
Mm-hmm. Yes, 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 exactly. But it is like, for example, if someone is creating so and so calculation in the DAX, if you want to test whether this is correct result or not, you need to replicate this DAX in SQL, right?
Yes, yes,
Exactly. You need to replicate this. That means you need to understand this DAX and then you can replicate. So
yes, yes.
just don't only go in the testing perspective. First, just we will try to learn in the developer perspective. Once you are able to create the DAX and everything, then it is very easy for you to test, right? Then because you know everything, you know how let's say some of sales is working in DAX, then you can do the same thing in SQL. It is very easy, but don't try to look only in a testing perspective, because there is much more to learn in Power BI, and testing is one part. Yes.
Okay, Abhinav. Why I'm asking this means, Abhinav, because
Mm-hmm.
as per my experience, I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to explore anything, but one of the tools is there. We are
Mm-hmm.
working. So this is the
Mm-hmm.
challenge we got to replicate the functionalities in one of the
Mm-hmm.
reporting query to
Mm-hmm.
our RDBMS. I don't want to
Uh-huh.
include that reporting to language what we are using or the RDBMS language, but
Mm-hmm.
here it is DAX and SQL. In the same way, some other XYZ is there in the report and XYZ
Yes.
in the RDBMS. So to convert those queries now, it's somewhat like a tricky.
Yeah, pain point. I understand. Because I too worked in many migrations, like Tableau to Power BI migration. Tableau, we use like almost SQL language. So if I want to create a report, the same replica from Tableau to Power BI, I need to convert all the Tableau functions, but all the SQL functions to DAX. Yeah, this is like a little bit pain point, but so once you learn the DAX, it is very easy. But the simple thing, whatever the language, like even it is SQL, it is something other, some other functions or whatever it is, if you learn the logic, how it is working, then maybe like you can just type it in the Google, or you can just get how this DAX can be converted into Excel functions, or Excel functions can be converted into DAX, or DAX functions can be converted into SQL. Okay, that is very easy, because not everyone can learn all the languages. So you need to understand the logic, and then that's all. The logic will give you the programming, whatever it is.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay. If you still have any questions, then ask me. Otherwise, we can close this session for today.
It's a 2 hour sessions, right? Day, weekly.
Yeah. True. But today, as it is introduction, and actually, I have some other things. So sorry, we can continue tomorrow the 2 hours, and we can add up some more time also. But for
Okay,
today, yeah, only 1 hour.
okay, okay, nice.
Okay.
Tomorrow also the same time, right?